What's going on, everybody? The Nard Father's here. You know, I once did 4.5 days in jail. Not in jail, in the bullpens, waiting to see the judge for a crime that I didn't commit. And I was fully exonerated and granted the immediate release before I even seen the judge. Because they was holding me for some mess that I didn't know about until a correction officer that lived across the street from me looked through my paperwork and figured the whole problem out. Shout out to him most definitely. Because after he looked at my paperwork, I was out within 2 hours after 4.5 days. But that's me. Let's look at this man right here, Tim Norman. He definitely looked different, looked like he aged a lot. But while I was inside there, is why I brought the story up. A female correction officer said, if you don't like our hospitality, don't come back here. Those words stuck to me. You know what I'm saying? Those words truly stuck to me. If you don't like our hospitality, don't come back here. You know, people do crimes that's unforgivable and think they're not going to get caught for it. But when they step back in them walls, they are damn sure reminded. Hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? And that's the case with Tim and a lot of other people that went back in them walls, especially when people like Tim had no reason to be back in the walls. People will say, I'm a father, this, that, and the third. If you a father and a proud one at that, why would you risk going back inside there? And in Tim's case, he risked it all just to get his nephew out the way. He didn't have to do that. See, the FBI is so smart. They knew exactly who and how to divide and conquer in this case. Tim Norman had policies all over, man. And Charles was one of them. And shout out to the person that I got the information from. Because the person I got the information from is a highly credible person. When Sweetie Pies first started, Tim was reforming himself quite well. He had Janae to keep him in line. If him and Janae were still together right now, there wouldn't even be a Tim Norman in jail. Dre would still be alive and everything. When Janae was with Tim, Tim was focused. Then came the rumor after season 2. And I looked into it last night. I found some information on it last night. The camera crew and the Sweetie Pie family was at odds. I mean, it was about to become terrible. Very terrible. Like Tim said, they had to bring a whole new camera crew in. They was even thinking about shutting the whole show down. That's how bad it was. But Oprah gave it one last chance. Oprah revamped the whole thing. Shout out to Oprah. Because the rumors she heard and the rumors that was circulating eventually forced her to shut the show down. Andre's death being one of the main reasons why. Tim and Charles did have a family relationship, but from season 1, episode 1, Charles let it be known he did not like Tim because Tim was bullying him. Tim had things under control where Charles felt uncomfortable with it. See, when Tim was doing that 10.5 years in jail, the family held Miss Robbie down. The family held her down. The sisters, the community as well. When Tim came home, he thrust to the forefront of everything. So people felt like bridges was burnt. That's my nephew, that's my cousin. How my nephew telling me what to do, this, that, this, that. That's because he's her son. So when the Andre situation happened, the FBI came right in. They interviewed everybody within that family. They knew who the weak links was. They knew who that person was they were speaking to, or they interviewed, or both. And within that circle, the FBI divided and conquered. Through social media, they was able to get a lot of information. A lot of information. So Miss Robbie closed all her restaurants in St. Louis. She packed up. She went to Jackson, Mississippi. It was a smart move because a lot of people in St. Louis is saying it's more to the story. I'm not saying it. Allegedly, it's more to the story. They saying Andre was sacrificed. He was sacrificed not by a person, maybe by people, without naming names, because I'll be wrong for that. But St. Louis is singing a different tune. And FBI has all that information. They listen to the conversations that went on YouTube. They listen to this. They listen to that. But through YouTube, the FBI knew what direction to go. They knew. They sat there and watched this more than probably me and you. All day, every day. But like that correction officer said, and I'll never forget her words, talking to the people that was locked up, if you don't like our hospitality, don't come back here. Many people chose to go back. And Tim was one. See, when you're on the outside, you can get reckless. You forget. But when you inside, you have the time, which is Tim's nickname, time, right? You have the time to think of everything within minutes. You have the time to think of everything. This is Denard Father. Definitely going to be back. Tim is a hot topic. But also, he's a lesson to be learned. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.